everyone, I'm Shelbi Candley, and I will be demonstrating Milestone 2 of my Collabo project. The original HLDD referenced WX widgets, but after researching extensively, I decided to use a web-based architecture using Node.js, Socket.io, and a client-server model. This updated HLDD reflects on the current system, including real-time collaboration and persistence. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the app that I've done. I don't know if you remember, but last week it was basic, very basic, I'll say. But it did what it needed to do. So this week we're just kind of expanding on that. So what we're going to do first is we are going to so in order to build that and run the app, you're going to need to do, if you were starting fresh, you would need to do some things. I'm going to walk through those steps in it. It's not going to, it may pop up an error, but it's not that there's something wrong with the script. It's just that I already have it in my system. But just for, safekeeping, I'm going to go ahead and walk through it as if I've never done this. So I'm going to git clone, git at github.com, and this is going to be to install any repos, anything like that that we need in order for it to run. And this is going to be a direct link okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter that. And it's going to go through. It's going to say could not. We already have that. That's why it's throwing that code. So we're just going to skip past that. Now we're going to act like it installed. We're going to go into the actual folder. So that way we can run it. Okay, there we go. And I also just caught the reason it didn't throw me the error is that I misspelled my last name. If you see right here, it's Candley instead of Candley. So that's actually why. But it proves that we do have it actually installed because we just went into the directory. So just for safekeeping, make sure that you spell the name correctly. So after that, we're going to do npm install. I already have this installed. It's going to pop up and say it's up to date. But I went ahead and just for, like I said, just for the heck of it, we're going to run through it. And now I'm going to actually start it. So what we're going to do is hit this. And as you can see, it's running at the local host. Therefore, I'm going to run up and I'm going to refresh this page. Now, let me see. We're going to create a project. And I'm going to put the name is Shelbi Candley Test 1. Okay. I'm going to create that project. Now I'm going to drop down. If you remember from last week, I didn't have anything except the Collabo, which was a Milestone 1 last week, and a text box. I was able to get it to show up on the other browser, but the thing is I added a little bit more. It's still very basic, but like I said, I'm still getting there. I'm working out some kinks and things. So what I'm going to do is I've pulled that up, correct? So I'm just going to type in. Okay. Let's see. There it is right here. So you can see it's giving me the option. Now I did have to refresh it, but it did give me the option to pull it up. Join prospect. So what we're going to do is we join that project. So let's just make sure, just for the heck of it, let's scroll down a few lines and let's add, hi, I'm back. So as you can see, it's fully transferring to both sides. So we did get the coding down correctly. It's at least for what we wanted to do this week. There's definitely more things that I want to add. I know it's not going to be perfect just due to the timeline, but it's definitely something that I wanted to go through. But now I want to go through the code. So I'm going to pull up Visual Code because I've been working with them a lot lately, especially with this project. So I want to go through the persistence. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through it. I want to highlight. No, I'm sorry. We're not going to start at persistence. We're going to start at server. I don't know why I did that. I apologize. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight right here. This IO.on connection. And then I also want to highlight the socket on update. So the server listens for new client connections and updates events. When a client sends a change, the server broadcasts it to all the other clients. And so that's part of the code that helps translate that process. The next I want to go to is the persistence file. Let's go to it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to highlight. Let's see. We're going to highlight the fact that this is, it's still a work in process, but I actually want to have it to where it's going to actually save the information even after it's all said and done. And then we're going to go to the client. And then the persistence module handles saving updates to disk and loading them when the server starts. This ensures edits are not lost. I'm still working on that, but that is definitely a goal. And so the client emits update events to the server. And what it does is it listens for updates from other clients, allowing real-time collaboration. As you just seen, we demonstrated, the two browsers right here. See, it's continuous, and it is in real time. So the HLDD has been updated to reflect the change from the WX widgets to a web-based architecture. It also shows how the server handles real-time updates, the client emits events, and persistence ensures data survives severe restarts. So some of the challenges and next steps. Some of the challenges included managing state across multiple clients. That was a big one for me. Designing the persistence module was a little challenging, and configuring socket.io. The issue was that for me personally, I was able to get this one to pull up, but when it came to this, it wasn't connecting. So I had to go through and redo a good bit of this code, so that way it would actually pop up. So like I said, there are definitely some things that I would like to do, as far as appearance wise, ease of use, functionality, especially because that's the entire reason that we're doing this. But the next steps include implementing authentication, improved conflict resolution, and enhancing the client's user interface. I really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you.